Welcome to Celeb Scene Central. There's the common old saying that nice guys finish last, but more often than not, the nicest of men end up being the biggest jerks. Throughout the history of reality TV, a common trope to appear is the nice guy. The nice guy is a man who claims to be respectful, considerate, and kind, especially toward women. They fool their fellow co-stars and maybe even the entire nation. However, usually by the end of the show, the men reveal their true colors. In most cases, their nice guy routine is a front for their transactional and manipulative behavior. It doesn't matter what show or season, the nice guy archetype is a common theme in many reality shows. The nice guy act is as common as the green card scammer storyline in 90 Day Fiancé. Even in real life, the nicest of guys tend to have the messiest and darkest skeletons in their closet, but they're an integral part of both real life and reality TV. Without stars like 90 Day Fiancé's Mike Burke to remind viewers and cast members of what a nice guys consist of, more women would fall into their trap. In the end, though, these nice guys will swear up and down that they only have good and honest intentions. Yet, when the illusion fades and their true intentions are revealed, it is evident that their behavior is nothing but a charade. Here are some qualities reality TV nice guys have in common and a breakdown of how they screwed over their co-stars. Some nice guys are master manipulators. Sometimes nice guys know how to play women like a fiddle and are great at embracing the victim role. Take Dr. Alex George for example. When Dr. Alex first appeared on Love Island Season 4, he seemed like the type of man who wouldn't be on a reality dating show. Alex seemed nice and innocent. He obviously struggled to flirt, but aside from a little awkwardness, he seemed like a genuine and kind man. From an outside perspective, it was difficult to understand why the women on the show weren't entertaining the eligible bachelor, especially since he seemed to do and say all the right things. Many fans were rooting for Alex, but then the or the red flags would begin to reveal themselves. Comments that were supposed to be comforting and warm, like how he would treat the women as princesses, seemed to have a subtle but gross undertone to them. Then, within a week, he took on the victim role and claimed that the women weren't giving him a chance or that they were playing a game. Although he started the show seemingly kind, the more he interacted with the other women, the more it seemed like Alex thought he was owed something. The Love Island star turned out to be just as much of a player as some of the other men, and he was the one who ruined most of his connections. He left one woman at Casa Amor for Grace Wardle. Then he connected with Alexandra Kane but was rude and gaslit her. To him, she was moving too fast, even though she seemed to move at an acceptable speed. Then, when Laura Anderson arrived, he was ready to end it with Alex. When that didn't work, he wanted to circle back to Alexandra, only to break up with her again. While Dr. Alex initially seemed to be a nice guy, he baffled the entire viewership by the end of the season because it was finally clear that he didn't have genuine intentions. He accused the women of playing a game and not giving him a chance when, in actuality, Dr. Alex yearned to have the next best thing. Once all the games Dr. Alex was playing came to light, it was clear that he was really a master manipulator, pulling at the heartstrings of innocent women. Some reality TV nice guys cheated on their women. While some reality stars were manipulating people they just met, some nice guys were treating their loved ones poorly. Similar to Dr. Alex, Trevor Sova from Love is Blind Season 6 started as a fan favorite. The project manager was good with his words and knew how to make Chelsea Blackwell blush. When they first met, they bonded over their similar sense of humor and that Trevor's dog's name was also Chelsea. The duo exchanged gifts and appeared to be headed toward an engagement. Fans were rooting for these two, but in true Love is Blind fashion, Chelsea was involved in a love triangle. In the end, she would choose Jimmy Presnell, but the truth that would reveal itself afterward shook the entire cast and nation. Chelsea admitted at the reunion that something felt off in the pods with Trevor. She couldn't explain it then, but after learning at the Love is Blind reunion that Trevor had a girlfriend the whole time, Chelsea realized she had dodged a major bullet. At the reunion, the hosts, Nick and Vanessa Lachey, confronted Trevor with a series of text messages. Those messages would reveal Trevor admitting to being ingenuine on the show because he actually wanted to marry the girlfriend he left at home. Trevor would try to clear up the misunderstanding at the reunion, but failed. All he could really admit to was that both he and that relationship were toxic. The Love is Blind star also hinted that therapy might be helpful for his future. Either way, though, while he certainly portrayed himself to be a nice guy in the pods, his true toxic colors were revealed at the end once everyone learned that Trevor was the ultimate mastermind. Some nice guys made unnecessarily bold statements to show power. To be fair, the nice guy act isn't only a tactic used in the dating world, it can be a manipulation tactic used in any situation. In fact, it can be used as a show of power, as was the case for Niche Riaz. Unlike Love Island and Love is Blind, the mole doesn't revolve around romance but a competition to win money instead. That didn't stop Niche from claiming to be a nice guy and complaining about how hard it was to be kind about halfway through the season though. Even though he claimed to be a nice guy and enjoyed being a natural leader, more often than not, he appeared to be controlling and selfish. Narcissistic alarm bells would ring any time during his confessionals, where he showed an extreme sense of entitlement. He wasn't afraid to talk about how hard he worked, how much he stepped up, or loved a responsibility. However, the biggest red flag was when he wiped the pot. Although other stars have made extreme wages, betting almost $60,000 seemed like more of a statement of bold power instead of a friendly competitive tactic. Although, in Niche's defense, he was the mole, so it's easy to argue that some of these tactics could have been an elaborate ploy for the season. On the other hand, though, Niche's a nice guy act may have been solely a scheme to convince the other stars he wasn't the mole. However, the routine didn't last long, as he became annoying and unlikable within a few episodes. Overall, it's obvious that the nice guys are just as needed and valuable as other stars. While some stars can smell the nice guy's routine from a mile away, they still add an interesting element to reality TV. Plus, not all of them are genuine jerks in the end. While being a nice guy might be a red flag in itself, stars like Love Is Blind's Brett Brown and 90 Day Fiancé star Kyle Huckabee proved that some men truly are considerate. It may take some wading through muddy waters, but some men who portray themselves as kind are sincere. However, it's important to not forget the lessons these villainous nice guys taught reality TV. Love Island UK is available to stream on Hulu.